How are you?
They're all going to kill me because you hugged me. Have a seat.
How y'all doing?
I was going to give you a big introduction, but you just walked in.
No, just slide right in.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Very, very good. Oh my gosh, where do we start? Big fan since Step Up, everyone else I'm sure. Actually, even before that with She's the Man.
She's the Man.
You're not a real fan if you didn't see She's the Man, so don't even try it. But, you know, looking over all the things that you've done a variety of different movies. You've done Stop Loss, Dear John, G.I. Joe, The Dilemma, and now The Eagle. Is it deliberate in your choices of movies that you want to do something different every time, or?
A little bit. I mean, you always kind of want to change it up. You don't want to get stuck. It gets kind of stale and very monotonous to play the same character. Even though a lot of them are soldiers, you know, you try to change it, you know, as much as you can. As far as like one's a love story, one's a, you know, more of a drama. Now this is a period piece. But really, for the most part, it's just the filmmakers that I really want to work with. Kevin McDonald. You know, I just got to work with Ron Howard. Man, I mean, it just keeps getting better and better. So that's kind of, you know, my goal with the whole thing.
Any roles you regret taking at any point in your career?
Regret. No, I don't really have one movie that I've ever really regretted. You know, there's been hard ones where you're just like, God, did I really sign up for this? And but no, nothing that I regret. Now,
your role for The Eagle, was it something that you auditioned for, or was it something they came to you and said, we want you for this role?
I was actually auditioning for the Eska role, for the Scottish role, and because he had a different idea to go in a different way. He wanted the Roman soldier to be smaller, and then the Scottish slave to be bigger. But then we flip-flopped it, and Jamie Bell came on to play that role because he's actually, oddly enough, he's from a part of Britain that's really close to where Hadrian's Wall would have been, and so it's pretty cool. It's kind of really accurate.
Now, I mentioned to you earlier today, I'm absolutely doing a horrible job explaining what the movie's about. I try, even though I saw it, it was really good. So maybe if you can explain to everyone what The Eagle is about.
It's difficult. I even have a hard time doing it sometimes. I'll abridge it as much as I can. 120 AD, the 9th Legion marched into the north of Britain, which is now Scotland, and to try to wipe out the rest of the tribes there. And they just disappeared. And my father was essentially the general of that, the centurion of that legion. And it kind of disgraces our entire family. And 17 years later, I've become a soldier to try to repair my family's name and to win our honor back. And I do in a way, but not good enough really for me. And I break my leg, so I get discharged from the army, and for the most part, I kind of go on a suicide mission with this this slave to try to find out where the Eagle is and to get it back if I can, and really secretly to figure out what happened to my father.
Now, tell me a little bit about preparing for the role, because there's a lot of horseback riding and sword fighting, and you know, it's a time period. So, what did you learn about that period and the accent and all those different things?
Yeah. Kevin really wanted the Romans to be American, which is kind of different than we've seen most, you know, period pieces. They always are like mid-Atlantic or English, and he really wanted it to be American. And I wasn't so sure about that in the beginning, but he kind of wanted to make a statement about, you know, America is such a melting pot, and you know, we are occupying a country right now. And I wasn't sure how I felt about that, but then, you know, I'm very, very proud to be American, and Marcus is very, very proud to be a Roman, even though, you know, he might not have a total understanding of exactly what Rome does to these places and to these people's lives that they come in and sort of disrupt. But he's thinking it's for the greater good of you know, of the world. Is if Rome can bring, you know, bring education, bring, you know, their way of life. But so I had to learn a lot about, you know, the Roman way of life and the military life, and it was more than I could ever try to explain how complicated and tough that these guys had it. But just read a lot of books.
And this is based on a book?
Yes, this is based on a fiction novel. But, you know, the 9th Legion that went missing actually happened. That was a
5,000 people?
Yeah, it was a real thread. You know, who knows exactly what the, you know, circumstances were, but they actually did go missing. They got totally demolished.
Wow.
They had no idea what they were going into, and they just got wiped out. But I've always kind of ridden horses my entire life, and then I've done martial arts pretty much my whole life as well. So I've you know, had a lot of these things already sort of in my pocket.
Did you have to go on a special diet and all of that stuff that people usually
Oddly
do?
enough, no. Like this one, you know, Kevin was like, I don't want you to look like you've been in the gym. And I was like, that's awesome. I was like, that's
Yes,
that's the best thing I've ever heard of. And then once I got there, he was like, I was thinking tighter, and I'm like, what? I'm like, you said I didn't have to work out, and so he's like, yeah, tighter. Let's go tighter, and I'm like, God. All right. So then it was chicken and broccoli and running, and it was bad.
Oh, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, love broccoli. Yay.
Now this was the movie. I totally forgot about this, but I remember doing the entertainment story that this was the movie that you got burned in the crotchal region, let's say. Now what happened?